Hello everyone, it's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. Today is June 7th, 2026. If you're scrolling through the Facebook world and you have caught me live, go ahead, click yes that you want to join the Facebook Live and say hi. I'd love to chat with you while I craft. Let me make sure that I am going live in the right spot and that all the technology stuff is working. Okay, I'm in the right spot while I craft. The volume's working. Okay. You only need to hear one of me. So let me turn on live chat. That way if you're popping in, you can say hi. Okay. We're going to be playing with rolling waves today, just in time for the good old summer season. There's a lot of good sets right now. The rolling waves. There was a March online exclusive called Splash and Relax. We're kind of going to talk about that a little bit because it really plays nicely with the rolling waves. Excuse me. Rolling Waves was a March online exclusive. Splash and Relax was a May online exclusive. I'm getting those two confused. Sorry about that. And then another one that plays really nicely is the Scalloped Blooms. This is in the current catalog. And Wishing You a Day of Relaxation, Happiness, and Love. That sentiment, I think, goes beautifully with these cards, these beach cards. Another great one to pull out is this great relaxing water slide that we just did last month with the Adirondack chair. I think that would be really cute on the beach. And then an oldie but a goodie that I keep pulling out, this Colorful Seasons. It also has a Adirondack chair, kind of a smaller version, and it's looking at it from the back. So that's a great one to pull out and put onto that. Don't forget to use your old stamp sets. We invest a lot of money into these stamp sets. So, hi Mom, how are you? Glad you're popping on and stopping by to say hi. We invest a lot of money in those stamp sets. So don't forget about them. Don't put them on a shelf and not ever use them. Pull them out. So I'm going to quickly go over some housekeeping stuff. I talk about this stuff every month, every video, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it like I normally do. If you guys ever have questions, just reach out to me. I will gladly answer it. There are 3 levels of creativity that Stampin' Up! Offers. So we have something for everyone. We have our step-by-step kits. They can be found online. They come out with 2 every month. They are in the brown box. We also have our scrapbooking workshop kits. So we have card kits and scrapbooking kits. And then we also have our monthly subscription paper pumpkin kits. You know how much I love our paper pumpkin kits. I'm sad to say I have not even opened or played with the Sparkling Celebrations, which has the bay window and the Chinese lanterns in them. You guys, there is not enough time in the day to craft. I don't know what else to say. I do work a full-time job, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and it's just hard. We've been really busy lately, so I haven't had a chance to play with it, and I love it. I want to show you guys how great it is. So a couple of our kits, the ones that are in the brown box, these were last month's Pretty Party kit. This was a great celebrations kit. It doesn't have to be birthday. It could be for any type of celebration. But it had Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, a lot of gold in it. Very pretty, very pretty. There was also a Serene Scenes kit that I talked about that would make great Father's Day cards. Great scenery cards. It even came with a Happy Father's Day sentiment in it. So those were last month's kits. I did post about the new kits for this month. If you didn't see that post, one of them is the Shaded Petals kit. It looks like a lot of die cuts. I'm not sure that there's any stamping on this one, but it is very pretty. And then the other one is Wishes of Gratitude. Not as floral, but it still has a greenery element to it. It still has some foliage. So, but two great kits that just came out this month. Again, our kits are always changing. They're always revolving in and out. So the best place to shop is stampinup.com. The monthly subscription paper pumpkin kits, you still have a few days left to subscribe if you want the bikes and blooms. You need to subscribe by June 10th. That's this Wednesday. So you just have a few days. Again, I love our Paper Pumpkin monthly subscription kits. Even if you don't like how they come, there are so many alternates that you can do. And hopefully you saw that with the June episodes, the Facebook Lives that I was doing, because I showed off a whole bunch of cards at the very end of the month. Not for June, for May. Ay. So go back and watch that one, the Lakeside Retreat and the Waterside Retreat. I made a whole bunch of alternates out of that paper pumpkin. So if you don't like how it comes, you can always do something different. Again, there's also some add-on dies that go great with last month and the month before. They're good for a quarter. So April, May, and June. So this is item 168665. It's only $13. I have used the dies. I love the dies. The butterflies and the flowers, of course, go with the bikes and blooms that's fixing to come to our doors next week. Okay, that's enough about kits. And then, so that is the level 1 step-by-step instructions. The level 2 is the quick and easy options, the mix and match section. I have done a couple of videos on those in the past. There's a small section in our catalog that has mix and match items. Go back to those. Don't miss out. If you don't have a lot of scrapbooking supplies, if you don't want a lot of scrapbooking supplies, this is where you should where you fit best. There's a lot of stuff that you can just pick and choose from that's already color coordinated and they all go together, but you can put them together as you want. There are some samples, some examples in the catalog that you can use, but really it's however you want to do it. You just mix and match them. And then of course level 3, most of our catalog, creativity your own way, anything goes. So again, if you ever have questions over any of that, let me know. Did you know that Stampin' Up! Offers more than just scrapbooking and card making supplies? We do. We offer virtual classes, virtual retreats. They've done some scrapbooking albums. They've done some cards. So there's a little bit of everything. The next craft class that they are having is going to be on June 18th at 2 o'clock Mountain Time. They are going to create a private Facebook Live, so you can be a part of that if you want, or you can watch it at a later time. You have access to that forever. So the class itself is item number 171476. The cost is $30. If you want to participate and make the cards exactly as they are making them, you are going to need the Scenic Coast Suite Collection, which is item 167786. Now, you don't have to have that collection. You can use anything that you already have and just use the techniques that they're providing. So you don't have to have what they have to participate in the class. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay. Product of the month. If you spend over $75, you get a $5 item. They come out with a different item every month. Last month, it was this great pack of paper, this beautiful botanical vellum paper. There were 4 designs. No, 3 designs. Nope, 4 designs. So there's this one right here, this fresh freesia grid. There was another floral, this one right here, and then this green polka dot one. And I want to say there was like 4 sheets of each. So this is a much bigger pack of paper. 1, 2, no, maybe there were only 3 sheets of each. So it is just 12 pieces. They are single-sided. Vellum is a paper that you can see through. So if I put my hand under that, you can see through it. But it's a very pretty pack of paper. Again, it was only $5. If you spent over $75 or more. The month before that was this wonderful eyelet blooms die. It's huge, guys. So again, if you're spending the money already, make sure you're picking up that $5 item. That's a great savings, a great price. Also, if you're putting in an order every month, every other month, make sure, before I say this, here is this month's product of the month. June's. It's called Wild Bunch Stamp Set. There's this great koala bear, this penguin that you can't really see in the background, this snail, this Highland cow. Highland cows are all the rage right now. So it's called Wild Bunch. So this is the item for June for $5. And if you don't like that, if they have any of the past items, then you can pick up those items as well until they sell out. So, but what I was talking about is if you are turning in orders, you know, once every month, once every 2 months, make sure you're signing up for the rewards program. Stampin' Up! Kind of has something like Kohl's Cash, if you know what that is. If you spend over $20, you start earning 10%. So, and you get to use that 10% on your next order. So say you put in a $20 order. Then the next time you order, you're going to have $2 there. So, if you're turning in orders, make sure you're using that rewards. Sign up to be a rewards member. Don't forget about our last chance products. They just updated that this month, June 2nd. So there's lots of new things on there. Every other month they kind of switch. So they have online exclusives, and then last chance products is updated. Online exclusives, last chance. So every other month they come out with a online exclusive. Every other month they update the last chance products. Things move really fast in the Stampin' Up! World, and it's kind of hard to keep up with it, to be honest with you. This was the March online exclusives. This Love You Very Much. That was the paper that we used for my last video, the red, white, blue barbecue. So that was the suite that it went with. We are using the, like I said, there's that paper right there with all the honey, and it had that stamp and that die set. That was where we got the barbecue set. This was the March online exclusives. That's also, I showed you some card using the Service Essentials. And then this one is the one that has the rolling waves that we're going to use today. So, and I love this camera one right here. I also really loved the cutest crew with the dogs and the cats. So don't forget to be going online to StampinUp.com so that you don't miss out on these online exclusives. The ones that they came out with for May, if you'll remember, it wasn't very big, but it was this right here, the Winnie the Pooh stuff. You guys, it's been selling like hotcakes. I don't know if you've been trying to get your hands on it or not, but it comes and goes, it comes and goes, it runs out, they replenish it, it runs out. It's called Silly Old Bear Sweet, and that was the online May exclusives. Now, we get things a month in advance, so I can already look at the July online exclusives. And let me just tell you, Christmas in July. If you're one of those paper crafters who want to start on Christmas now so that you can have it ready for December, there's a lot of Christmas in here. The suite of products I'm kind of showing you. This is a marketing tool that we can share with you guys. I can't open this up because you guys can't see it until July. But if you love the quilted look, the sewn look, this one is beautiful. And there's this great stocking die. I don't know if you see that up here, but that's going to make some awesome treat holders. And I know a lot of you guys don't like the Halloween, but there's also Halloween and fall stuff in here. There's a cute scarecrow set. But here's the other shareable image that we can show you for the Halloween. These ghosts and bats are like 3D enamel little embellishments, and they are so cute. I love Halloween stuff. I think that's because I am a Halloween baby. So, okay, I tried to make all that housekeeping stuff fast. Sorry, I get a little long-winded. Let's get to talking about today's card and crafting, because there's a lot you can do with this stamp set, and I hope I do it justice. First of all, let me pull these cards back in. This is on a little spinner. I don't know if you guys saw that. So that moves. You know, of course the wind is blowing it. But so this card right here is actually the stamp that has made the water. This card right here, believe it or not, this is going to amaze you guys, but I found some paper in the Velvet Meadow pack of paper. And it is this piece right here. This is the paper that has a little like flocking on the back. It feels velvety on the back. So this is the back that has the velvet. But this right here, these are flowers, but it kind of reminded me of pool water. Now, I know, far-fetched, but you guys, Stampin' Up! Has this wonderful mask available. It's called Water and Dotted Lines. And these are huge masks. I want to say these are like 16 by 16. They're big enough to put on a scrapbook page. And there's one that looks like this. And immediately I see pool water. Now, you could do a giraffe with this. There's so many different things that you could do that has this. It just depends on how you color it, what colors you use. But I took this velvet piece of paper and look, I put the mask on it and used balmy blue and made pool water. So that's what this card right here is. It's this paper right here with just that mask used. I'm not going to show you this one today. I don't have time to show you both, but I just kind of want to give you an idea. So this Rolling Wave stamp set has "You're in my thoughts," "Thank you," "Hope your day is perfect," "Happy birthday," "Bon voyage." We have some stamps. This can be used for the water or the sand. And that's why I want to show you how to make this card right here, because I used it for the water and I used it for the sand. These are the dies. So you've got 4 dies right here, and then that does all the water, all the foam. Then you've got a couple of umbrellas. You've got some great seashells. These seashells are all on one die, which I love. You have some little starfish on another die, another little clam shell, another, oh, that starts with a C and I can never say that word. Conkin? Anyway, that type of shell, and then this nice little palm leaf. But this is a great set of dies. Now, what plays so nicely with this is this splash and relax. So it has relax and enjoy. Wishing happiness floats your way. I love that. So you could do happy birthday and then inside put wishing happiness floats your way. Fun in the sun. Hello sunshine. It's your day to make a splash. That's another great one that you could use right here. This has a lifesaver or a pull float, a ring, whatever you want to call it, a little beach ball. It does say fun in the sun. And then the dies in this, okay, you've got some sunglasses, some flip-flops, a nice little drink, your little life ring, a little hat, sun visor. So lots of cute stuff. So these play so nicely together. So let's get started. I'm going to put this off the camera. I'm going to put this over to the side so that we can do this one. And what I'm going to start with is just a white piece of paper. This is the basic white, and this measures your normal, it's not the card base. So what we would probably do, okay, let me back up. Okay. So our card base for this card is Coastal Cabana. If you guys don't know me, this is my favorite color. I have my craft room in this color. This is half a sheet of 8.5 by 11, and it is scored already in the middle. So just fold that over. Where's my bone folder? And press that down, make that a really good fold. So there's our base. This is the piece that goes on it. So no, it's not. That one's not cut right. Okay, let me cut a piece of paper that goes right there. I thought that one was it. So this leaves just a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. So this one is an 1/8 of an inch smaller. So if this one measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, then this one is going to measure 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. Again, this just gives us that little bit of Coastal Cabana that is peeking out around the edges. I did not cut that right. Okay, let me make sure that this is cut right. Okay, that's cut right. Oh, I did. Okay, back up the train. See, Shauna, this is why you should have everything cut ahead of time. It's not 3 7/8. If that's 4 1/4, then this is 4 1/8 wide. Sorry, I took a week off. Look what happens. So 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. That measurement was right. This is why you don't go on vacation and take a week off, because your brain does not bounce back. Okay, and then this is actually a piece of two-toned cardstock. This is the Pool Party, not the Coastal Cabana, but the Pool Party. And this one is going to be cut at our normal 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. So this one layers on top of this one with a little 1/16 inch of a border all the way around, and then this one layers on top of this. Okay. So we're going to put these two kind of over to the side, and I'm going to get my stamp set here. Let me find it. We're going to use this big piece right here, blob, this big blob. And so I don't get this sheet all nasty and marked up, let me grab just kind of a little piece that I can kind of stamp off on. So, because it's gonna get yucky in here. I am using the Coastal Cabana ink. And I am going to ink this up. And then I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to stamp. So that is second generation stamping. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it a few times. We're going to stamp off. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to turn it upside down and stamp. Mom, are you still with me? She's trying to test. Ooh, I almost forgot to stamp off. The Facebook chat stuff I'm having issues with, guys. I'm just about ready just to go to YouTube Live and do it there. If I can't get it figured out. Ugh. Okay. Now you can also, as you're rotating this up and down, you can also kind of go off to the sides. Anyway, you can just put however you want to do it. I mean, I could come back in here and, you know. Then we're going to take this small one right here, this blob, the smaller blob. See, I'm wondering if I'm having problems with the comments already, because I don't see you commenting, but you may not be on there either. Okay, this one I'm not going to stamp off on. I'm going to do this full strength. Can you guys still see the card kind of over there in the corner? And I'm going to turn this one back and forth. So, and we're going to go once more. Yes, I am very creative. Okay, you are still here and I can still see your comments. Yay! And Mom, did it still ask you that crazy question at the beginning if you wanted to join a live? Is that still going on? Okay. Just trying to see. I think I want to do this one. Nope. I'm just trying to alternate. Okay. So I'm going to close up this Coastal Cabana. That's enough of that. And let's talk about these dies. Okay. So we have a couple of different dies here. Now this die, the real small skinny one, is just going to cut your paper. And this die matches up with this one and this one, because all of these layer together. So you'll see that this layers right on top of that. Now this one, which is your foam, it does not match up. No, I didn't. Okay, so maybe they took that away. Maybe they figured out that that was not working for Facebook. I wondered if you hopped out, Mom, and hopped back in, if you could comment. I mean, you don't have to. If you don't want to lose me, don't worry about it. But I'm just curious. Maybe they have gone back and said, nope, we're going to change it back. No one liked it. Okay. So in talking about these dies, let's bring back in both of these cards because I want to talk about paper as well. So here is the foam, the one die that does not match anything, this die right here. And this is just cut out of the basic white. And this is cut out of the basic white and has lots of Wink Stella on it, which I love. So you let me know, what do you guys think? Do you like the white for the foam, or do you like the white with the Wink Stella on there? I kind of went back and forth because if you can see this card right here, these pieces right here that are layered, this is just clear vellum. So I used vellum on this piece and on this piece. So when I say vellum, again, this is paper that you can just kind of see through, but this is vellum. So I've used this die and this die right here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this because they kind of blend in, but I've kind of left this unglued so I can show you. So here's one, the little small piece right here. Laugh out loud. I would probably lose you. That's okay, Mom. Don't worry about it. I'm just curious. And then this one back here that's in the back that's taller is this big piece right here. So I cut both of those out with vellum. And then I cut another one of these right here in the shimmer vellum. Now, you guys are going, shimmer vellum, what? Okay, do you remember part of the Scenic Coast suite comes with some vellum. It comes with a blue sparkly vellum. I would say balmy blue. It comes with kind of a cream And then it comes with a pink. And I mean, that's like very, very light pink. I can't remember. What's our new pink color? Barely Blush. Maybe that's Barely Blush. Let's see if it tells me what colors this is. Balmy Blue, Barely Blush, and Iridescent is the colors in that. So when I pulled out this vellum and was doing these waves, I thought, oh, I could use that iridescent piece for that wave. So this piece right here, this bottom piece, is not Wink of Stella. This is that iridescent, that cream colored off-white iridescent paper. And just to show you, so here's Balmy Blue cardstock, and then it's layered with the Balmy Blue vellum. So do you guys see that vellum right there? So I played with this a lot because there's a lot of different things that you can do. Now I also played with Cloud Cover, which is an in color from last year, and I didn't like it as much. It wasn't as blue for me. The Balmy Blue I like, but to be honest, again, we've talked about this. Coastal Cabana is my favorite. I have this color on my walls in the room. I love that greeny blue. Here's a piece of that iridescent. So this layer right here at the bottom, see how beautiful that is? And then this is the piece that is the white with the Wink of Stella. And I thought, well, I could use that and do it like that. But I don't know, is that too much glitter? What are your thoughts? What do you think, Mom? Is that because I have this iridescent layer down here, do I need the Wink of Stella up there? Does it make it really pop? Or do we just like the basic white? Decisions, and I can't make any anymore. I'm decisioned out. Also, speaking about this glimmer paper, these shells and starfish, they are all out of this glimmer paper that I have inked. So like this is the Balmy Blue that I've used Berry Burst on. Here's one of the iridescent ones that I've used Calypso Coral on. I did try Melon Mambo. I have a couple of starfishes that are a little bit pinker. So like this one right here, I used Melon Mambo on. Here's another blue one that's got that Berry Burst. I really like that bluish purple. And then this one's got that Calypso Coral. Anyway, that's how I did the seashells. It's all out of that shimmer paper. And then I just inked it. So, okay. Let's go get back to this because I kind of took a lane swerve. But I'm going to take in my paper and I'm just going to take my die like this and cut across. So I'm going to do that off camera. I've noticed with my new desk that there's a lot of shaking going on whenever I have my die machine on the table. With my old desk, I didn't have to worry about that so much. This one I do. So I'm gonna run this through off camera. Just so that we don't all shimmy and shake everywhere. I bring it back in, and this is what it gives you. So this is what's gonna go on top of here, top of this white piece. Okay? And then I'm going to take another white piece, which is probably the piece that I had just a little bit ago that I thought was this piece now that I've put off to the side. Maybe not. I got too much white paper over here. Okay, is it the same size as this one? There we go, it's this one. Okay. So on this piece, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to clean off these two stamps with my chamois. And I'm probably shaking the camera, so I apologize. The last desk I had was a really good, solid desk. And now that I have these craft tables in here, which does give me more room, they're not as sturdy. So, yeah, I can see the camera shaking a little bit. Sorry about that. Both look really good. Well, Mom, you're not a lot of help now, are you? You're letting me down. Letting me down. Okay. I just want to make sure that those are good and clean. The only thing about the chamois is when it gets all yucky on top, sometimes you can pick up a muddy color on your stamp when you've cleaned it. So if you don't stamp off, then you don't get a true color. Okay. So I'm going to bring in a piece of the Whisper White. This is, again, the one that, same measurement. And we're going to do sand. So I'm going to pull out crumb cake, of course. Let me pull back in the card because I've hidden it. And we're basically going to do the same thing. Put some crumb cake on here. I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to come in here and stamp on the bottom of this. Stamp off, turn it the other way. Is that the same? That's the same. So let me turn it around. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to stamp kind of on top of that. So I'm going to do it one more time. You're laughing at me. Stamp off and turn it around one more time. Maybe actually on this one, maybe I'll go half here, half here, and then I'm going to come in with this one, the smaller. And I'm not going to stamp off. I'm going to do this one full strength. And I'm going to stamp here. Do it one more time. Turn it around. And stamp there. Okay, and I think this really starts to look like, you know how the wave comes in and then it takes a little bit of the sand and it leaves like a little wet impression on some of the sand? I think that's what that reminds me of, what that look is. So then I'm just going to come back in. I'm going to move that messy sheet so I don't have to look at it. And I'm just going to layer this on top. And actually what I might do is go ahead, because I'd rather it really be like this. So I'm going to put this on here like this. This is why I made both of these papers the same size, because it gives me a little bit of leeway. And I'm going to take this, put this on here where I want it, and then I'm just simply going to come over here and cut off the back of this, because I know this white piece of paper is truly the size that I want. So let me find my trimmer. Then we can start layering these waves. So again, see, that's kind of, so we're gonna layer this, remember, on top of here. Oh, I must have cut off too much. Okay, I can fix that. Maybe. Okay. We might just have different measurements on this one. I cut a little too much off. My white piece apparently wasn't long enough. So what I might do, decisions. What do I want to do? You know what I want to do? We might just have a lot of beach on this card. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to go ahead and layer this on top of, oh, now I'm sticking to everything. Where's my silicone sheet? This is just how crafting goes. If you guys have ever been in here when I'm creating, sometimes it gets kind of scary and kind of messy. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I've got my this is the true white piece that I want. It's the one that I want the 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. So I'm gonna layer this here. And Shauna's going to fix her mistake, and nobody's going to be any but the wiser. Oh, come on. Okay. There we go. Getting it on my piece of paper straight is 3/4 of the battle. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I'm just laughing at myself. If my mom can laugh at me, I can laugh at me. Okay, and now I'm going to come back in here and line this one up so that you never know that white piece was short. I'm going to make us have more beach than what we need, but that's okay. That's all right. Okay, that's how we're going to fix that problem, guys. Did you follow me? Did that make sense at all? Okay. Now, before I layer this on this, because I didn't want to layer this on the white piece because I'm going to have to cut some stuff off. So I may have to be kind of smart about what I'm doing here. Let's do some of this rolling wave stuff, which is the whole reason why you guys are here. Okay, so I'm going to cut. I don't know yet if I still like, I do kind of like the iridescent on there. So that's an option. I think I am going to go ahead and cut, I don't know, should we, okay, so on this card I used white and then I took the Caribbean color and did some ink blending. And I think I still want to do that. So let me take this big die cut and this smaller die cut and cut out on some basic white. I feel a little bit rusty. Mom, am I acting a little bit rusty? Yes, that makes sense. Okay. Man, look what happens when you take one weekend off and you don't do a Facebook Live. I feel like I'm all over the place. Needs to get back into my groove. Mom, you know what? The sun is out and it is shining. However, the pool did not get above 80 today. So it would not have been nice. We'd have been freezing. Okay. The only bad thing about this die is, see all these pieces? This die is messy, 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 messy. Now, if you have your take your pick tool, this right here, they do make an end. I think I've shown this to you guys before. These come in and out, so these are interchangeable. They do have one that has a little die brush on it. That would be perfect to get all these little pieces out. So if you have that, use it. Okay, and then here's this one right here. I mean, they poke out fast, but if you have your little die brush, you just brush right over those things and they pop out instead of poking each individual piece out. Get all your little pieces. Do. And I do have a die brush. It's an older one. Okay. Let me shake all these little pieces off. What a mess. Okay. So, let me bring back in these two little pieces right here. I'll bring in my Coastal Cabana. Did I call it? I called it Caribbean something just a second ago, didn't I? I'm sure I did. Okay. So this piece is going to be a little bit lighter than this piece right here. And again, with ink blending, you want to start off and bring your color up. Because if you don't, you're going to get a nice big old blob of color that you don't want. So start off. See that blob? I don't want that blob on my white piece. And that's what happens if you don't start. You're going to get a big old blob. Okay. And I just want a little color to this. I'm not worried about getting this. I want the white to peek through. Okay. And then on this piece, I'm not even going to go back in. I'm just going to, I think I have enough ink on here. Let's see. Yeah, I have enough ink on here. And you do want to start from this side and not this side because it's going to bend all these little pieces. So, Coastal Cabana, not Caribbean. It reminds me of the Caribbean. No, just a little confused. Oh, join the club. I live my life in confusion. Okay. Ugh. So we have this piece, which layers on to this piece. See how those work together? They fit on there perfectly. And then up to you, but then you could put another one of these or just a plain white one. You could leave this white. So let me cut out one more white piece. And you guys can be the judges of that. Let's see what we like best. You didn't know that you were going to be making all these decisions today, did you? Excuse me, there's just so many different ways that you can use. Another little tidbit, if you take that and just drop it, all those pieces fall out. I mean, you're going to make a mess poking them out anyway, right? Okay, hold on. They didn't all fall out. I still have a few little ones to poke out. But it got the majority of them out. So if you're ever in a disgruntled mood, just throw your dies around. Just be careful because you could lose a die. Never to be found again. Okay. So what do we want to do? Okay, that layer is definitely going to go. See how these two layers, remember this right here is what I cut with this little itty bitty one. And remember how I showed or talked about that these line up. So now this is the same, so it layers right there on top of that. Now you could make it poke through if you want. You could leave a little bit of that green. And you could come in here and you could put I'm just trying to lift up this edge a little bit. Remember when I said there's a ton of different options? You guys, I played around with this stuff so much I had my head spinning. Okay, so you can come in here and you could do something like this. Now remember, we're going to cut off these edges. And then you could do something like this. And then you could just use like a white stark. I did not do any ink blending on this one, just on this one and this one. We're already at 4:50. Oh my gosh. Where does the time go? Cannot make decisions like this. There's too many different options. Okay, so you could get a dark, and then a stark white, or you could get an iridescent one under here. I really kind of like the way this looks. That's kind of how I did. Let me pull back in this one. So it's got that iridescent piece under there. And then you could use this one. And then you could have a stark white up there. Or we could do this one and then have this one that's colored. Okay, which one do you like best? I'm so funny. I'm glad you find it funny, Mom, because I'm so confused about it all. There's too many different options. Too many to choose from. I mean, or you could do nothing under that. Layer this one here. Keep it really simple. Layer this one on top. That's pretty. Do we like that? I kind of like that. And then not even, let's go that way, because I didn't do one like that. So let's do it this way. What do you think, Mom? Do you like this way? I kind of like that. I need an answer in 5, 4, 3. Just kidding. You guys, I'm going to get in so much trouble. Don't talk to your mamas like that. I'm just going to put some adhesive right here. I'm going to let all of this be free flowing. I'm not even going to, I guess I could have. Oh, well, I already put it down. Well, hold on. Maybe we should let some of that Coastal Cabana peek out. I should have known that this video was gonna go longer just because there's too many decisions to make. The white is too much. Yeah, that's good. Okay. You like it just with the iridescent vellum. Okay. Nope, I like it better the other way. Oh. Decisions. Okay. I'm not going to let any of the Coastal Cabana peek through. I'm going to layer this one right on top of this one. And then I'm going to take this one. And since this is vellum, I actually used some glue dots that come in our paper pumpkin kits. These little things right here. Because they kind of hide underneath that vellum. And remember, you can see through this vellum. So I already have some of those glue dots on there. So if I put this down, this is just going to stick. I think the reason why I like the iridescent so much is because it's kind of got this cream color going on, like the sand. My answer is on there. It just showed up late, Mom. Okay, and then like I said, I really didn't want to put this on the white piece of paper because I'm going to kind of have to bend that back to cut this off. Where are my scissors? My little paper snips. But we can do it. We can do it. I'm just using the edge of my paper under there to keep that straight as paper goes flying across the room and across my desk. And because all of this is just kind of free flowing, you can really hide your starfish and your shells because, you know, the tide, the rolling waves are bringing those in, you know, and leaving them on the seashore for everybody to pick up, right? That's the whole idea behind it. So, do we want to do happy birthday or wishing happiness floats your way? I really like the happiness floats your way. So, I'm going to do that. And I'm actually going to pull in early espresso. So that it will show up on the crumb cake. And I could put it over here. And then I won't, because we're already over, I'm not going to go, you know, do this, but I'm just going to explain this real quick so that you know. This Splash and Relax, nope, I take that back. This Rolling Waves has these two umbrellas. I'm going to show you something with this. Let's do like, I don't know, let's go Calypso Coral. Just need a scratch of it. And maybe a yellow. Ooh, I like a yellow. Yeah, let's go Lemon Lolly, maybe? Okay. I'm just gonna cut out one of each, okay? So let me run this through real quick because I want to show you something. I got stuff everywhere, people. I know I'm over. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I want to show you a tip, a trick. Where's my plate? There it is. Running it through right now. Okay. Okay. See how it cuts this out, which, by the way, would make a great spider web. If you needed some Spider-Man cards. But if you take these and you layer these, so like if I took this outside one and didn't glue it down, and then I took this one, I'm going to glue this one down right here, this little top umbrella, and I'm going to use my little green capped Mono Tombow adhesive. I just have it in a different bottle. Okay. And I did that wrong. Back up the truck. See, I'm trying to hurry so that you guys don't. What I was trying to tell you is if you use all of these layers, you can make sure that you get these in the right exact spot. So like this little piece right here, if I choose to glue this one down and put it down, and then I want to glue this one down because I like the every other look. So I'm going to get that back on there straight. I'm just going to pretend like I glued it down. Big fat fingers. It's a problem. Okay. Exactly, it goes with sand. Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna put some glue on here. A little bit goes a long way. I should be using my tweezers to hold this because I'm gonna get glue on everything. Okay, and then I'm gonna use that as my guide so that I know exactly where put that, to place it. And then I can go back and I can remove that outside one and this one in the middle. And that's how you can get your things on straight. And now what I'll do is I'll just cut out another yellow and then I'll do the opposite. I'll use this one and this one. Anyway, what I'm basically getting to is I'm going to put two little umbrellas over here. I could even cut some beautiful pattern paper and make some little beach towels. And I'm going to stick some shells and some starfish up in there. I have a whole bunch of those cut out. Woo! So, and remember, I just took the pink ones and I used Calypso Coral on some of them. I used Berry Burst on some of them. If you do the Berry Burst on the blue, you get this nice, like magical unicorn purpley blue color. I loved that. And the Calypso Coral goes really good on the cream colored one. So you can just play around and do some ink blending. I'm trying to think if I have, yeah, like see this one. Here's that blue with some of that purple, that Berry Burst. And then you can just come in here and you can just kind of, since all of that is free flowing, like I said, you can really just come in here and put those in there. Like it's caught in the tide and it's pulling it up to the seashore. Anyway, lots of fun to play with. Another just quick idea before I let you go is if you are doing a pool party birthday, you could make some little treat bags and put a little float on there, put relax and enjoy to all the people that are coming. And you could, I found some, these are just at Dollar Tree, but there are some pineapple rings that look like little, oh, come on. Little floats. See the little float? Little pineapple rings. You can put pineapple in there. They make the peach rings. And then I also found, they're called Pull Float Gummy Rings. And these look like gummy nerds. Hold on, I'm trying to get into it. Let me reach across my desk. These do say limited edition on them, so I don't know how long. But right now, see? Anyway, you can make some little goodie bags for your pool party and hand these out to all the kiddos as they're leaving and say, relax and enjoy. All right, guys, I know I am 15 minutes over. So sorry. Thanks for spending the last hour with me and making these fun, cute, summer-themed, beach-themed cards. Oh, and don't forget, we still need to layer this on our, where'd it go? Our Coastal Cabana base, card base. What do you guys think? Do you love it? I love it. It was lots of fun to play around with. Lots of little things that you can do. Anyway, thanks for spending the last hour with me. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week with something completely different. I have no idea yet. Love ya. Bye.